Let's get more analysis in this development with Micah Halpern. Micah is a Middle East analyst. Micah, nice to have you back with us. Micah, we heard Benny Gantz, or rather he said in Twitter that he could not refuse this deal. Was he right, considering it didn't actually cover anything that he's been asking for?
Well, he's saying that it's just a rehash of the already existing proposal that Netanyahu gave them. The reality is that Gantz is in a delusive state. He's delusional to think that he can actually create a government, especially if Netanyahu can't. So it's an unfortunate reality. On the other hand, Netanyahu wants to be in the position to show at least the state of Israel and the voters that he did as much as he could to try to convince Gantz in order to join him. So was it a ploy? Gantz is trying to suggest it is a ploy, but it will work very well in Netanyahu's behalf in the election, because he'll be able to take that tweet and say, you see, he doesn't want unity.
Now, you say election, implying that you see this developing into a scenario where there's a third election, that Netanyahu is already appealing to the voters for the third national election. Is that what you see happening?
Yes, actually, I see this ploy as a part of that. Actually, so much so that the whole idea that Netanyahu went to try to form or carve out a government now in almost no time at all, using the holidays in between the Jewish holidays in Israel where everything shuts down, almost signaled immediately that he was trying to move to the next election, because he's not really attempting very seriously to carve out a government.
Well, there's really not much that he can do, because some of the things that Benny Gantz wants are just deal breakers for his right-wing coalition. Now, here's the deal. You say he has this positioned well for him should there be a third election, saying, look, I tried. I put a proposal for unity government out there. Benny Gantz rejected it. The mandate expires next week. Do you assume that it then goes to Benny Gantz, or could President Rivlin try and give it to somebody else, perhaps Avigdor Lieberman?
Well, in this moment, because of the pressure in terms of the society, in terms of the Israeli electorate, the president is going to have to hand it over to Gantz.
Right.
The reality is that Gantz has almost no one to turn to. It would be very difficult for the right, the people who are backing Netanyahu, to in any way, shape, or form join a Gantz government. And even if they did, they still don't have the numbers, and they were close to necessary to create the over 60 required.
And he can't go ahead and join with the joint Arab list, because then Lieberman won't back him.
Well, not just that. He can't do it. Forgetting about him trying to do it, the Arab list will not join him. So it would be a false assumption that they might be able to support him in the government,
right,
but they're not going to be a part of the government itself. So
then this plays out. He doesn't get the ability, he's not able to form a government. Then what happens?
Well, then the idea is that the Knesset itself, the Israeli parliament, can try to choose someone to maybe carve out the government itself. But these two characters are the most popular that there would be. There's no one else that can do it. Obviously, Lieberman would like to say, try me, because Lieberman's ultimate objective is not just to oust Netanyahu. That is an objective.
So the most likely scenario, in your opinion, right now, yes or no, is a third election.
Yes.
All right, Micah, we may be having another long discussion on third election night. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Micah Halpern.